So today I thought I told you a little bit more about a hobby of mine. It's no secret to my family that I'm a couch potato and a bit of a nerd. I'm gonna show you around my video collection, or my DVD collection rather. First I'm gonna show you a little bit in general I'm gonna show you Twilight Zone, Star Trek. I used to be a Trekkie, I still am. There's my fierce tiger protecting my DVDs. Universal Monster Collection. Star Wars, of course. Angel and Buffy. King Kong. And Sliders. 4400 and Taken. Put this together because they sort of are about the same thing. This is also Doctor Who. They're actually the series, the new series, and the cardboard boxes of the old. There's Space 1999. Old show. Lord of the Rings. Variety of movies, including the Saw collection, Final Destination, superhero movies, other stuff like Indiana Jones, one of my favorite, Alien and Predator, The X-Files, of course, no nerd lives without him. There's an English series I might talk to you about later, Dinotopia, V, the old series, Independence Day, a few Japanese horror movies like The Ring and the American remakes. There we have Hellraiser, a collection. Going back down, because I've got an entire collection of older movies too. They're all 50s, 60s. There's even one from 1925 I will tell you about later. So I thought I told you a little more in detail about some of the movies I have. And we gotta go through this. So let's start with this one. It's a little guilty pleasure. Yeah, it's the Grease one. I think it was 78, 1978, when it came out. Yeah, I'm still trying to do this thing with the camera, but hey. It was 78, and this one even has a sing-along section. Yeah. And I was 11 years old, and it's actually the odd one out because the rest is all horror, science fiction, and fantasy. The next one I'm going to talk to you about was actually Lost, which is kind of ironic. It's The Lost World. It's one from 1925. It's a silent movie. In the Republic of Czechia, they found 3 copies of it and managed to make a single movie, the single original movie out of these 3 copies. And I thought it was pretty cool. Why? Because this movie, it's actually the first movie that used stop motion picture. I guess you know what that is if you watch movies. Stop motion picture, it is actually still used today, only today it's done in the computer, which means it's much more fluent. Now I'm gonna go through these, and I'm just gonna pick one or a few, and I'm gonna talk about them, and we'll see where it goes. I think I might start with this one. This goes back to my BBC, my love of BBC and England. This is a Hammer collection. It's usually all horror. This box contains some pretty neat stuff and a booklet with all the movies in it. Let's go through a few of them. This one has She. See if I can find another. Yeah. Dracula, Prince of Darkness. It's like that. Sorry about that. The BBC, the Hammer production thing, they did a lot of things. The Plague of the Zombies, I see here. Recipe Mad Monk. Let's see another one. The Reptile. Look at this picture. He's a nice little fella, isn't he? 1 million years BC. You might know this one, actually. I think this was a pretty famous one out of the collection. The Viking Queen, Frankenstein created woman. These are, it's a 21 DVD disc box. Horror of Frankenstein, Fear in the Night, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Look at this. You might know this one too, if you are a nerd like I am. This is a box that has 21 DVDs. It's a very nice box, as I showed you. And I love these movies. I actually forgot to take one of the Doctor Who movies. We'll talk about that later. The Omen. I actually have 1, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4 also. Like the first one the best. I've been told they made a remake. Actually, I know they made a remake. I haven't seen it yet. I can't tell you anything about this yet. But I don't think it's gonna top or even come close to this one. This one, it was really scary. And you have to look past the special effects of the day. But I thought it was great. This one, iconic movie, Ridley Scott. Most of you might know that this is from a novella by Philip K. Dick called Do Robots Dream of Electric Sheep? It's a great movie. It's dystopic, and if you know it, you know what I mean. This is a 5-disc Ultimate Collector's Edition, which has the American and the European cinema version in it. It has the final cut in it. It has several documentaries. It's a great thing to have. I love it. These two, I'm gonna show them both together. It's just something I really like. It's about time travel. I'm a Doctor Who fan, and the core. I know they're not the best movies, maybe, but they're pretty nice. They have some action in it. It's all about the action value sometimes. Oh, this one is a great version. This is actually one I read the book first, and then I had nightmares. Arguably the scariest movie ever made. But the book was way scarier. I got this one is actually the special edition. I bought it after I bought this one. This is the 3-disc box which has the 1, 2, and 3 version. But it didn't have the special edition, and I really wanted it. There's some scary stories, real life stories on this one. There's a documentary on it that talks about the film being haunted. It's scary if you believe in that stuff, but you know, you should see it. It's really good. And then I have these prequels. I have the both of them. And I'm not gonna talk about I like this more or I like that more. I thought both of them had some potential in them. I think you may know the story about them. It was one of them, I don't remember which, was filmed first, and they didn't like it. The film, the producers didn't like it, and they had it shot by another director in another fashion, and they liked that one more, and later they still brought out this one just to make money, I guess. These are a few And there are only a few of the old movies I have. And these are movies you have to go past the special effects. I said it already. This is the original Clash of the Titans. I liked the new version. I really liked it, but I grew up with this version and I like this a lot better, despite the cheesy special effects. Destination Moon. I got a lot more there. I'm just gonna show you a few. This was actually a movie that more or less predicted a landing on the moon by people, and it was pretty accurate for the time. These are two of them: The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms and Them. Them, a very beautiful movie. I think I saw this already 8 times. I think it's one of the best I have, with Blade Runner and some others, but I really love this movie. I think I'm gonna see it again. Yeah, might do that. Incredible Shrinking Man, very close second to Them, I think. Also a lovely movie. And again, the special effects. It's a black and white movie, just like Them, but still, for the time, it was a great movie. One of the first horror movies I ever saw when I was little, and my parents and especially my brother laughed at me because I was scared. It's The Raven. It's a iconic movie, and it's very good, and I like it. And this one, it was actually banned one day. I don't know if I can show this like that. It's Cannibal Holocaust. For the people who know it, it's actually a horrible movie, but hey, I have it. I wanted to see it. I couldn't rent it, so I bought it from eBay. It's pretty, yeah, out there. This is the Cube Trilogy box. I, I bought the Trilogy box because I thought, hey, now I have the three together, and I was a little sorry about it. Not really sorry, because you never know when you don't see the movies. But the first movie was a wonderful movie. It was actually from a script that was made for I believe, an Australian film project, an Universal film project to graduate, and it was a wonderful movie. And then they screwed it up by making first a sequel and later a prequel. The end of the prequel is kind of surprising and kind of fun, but you should keep with the original one. The next one is a German one, actually. It's Anatomy. I don't know if you know Copperwelter. It's where they put dead bodies and they show the organs and the muscle structure, and it's actually a rising kind of museum, an exhibition. It's an exhibition with a traveling exhibition. That's what I actually meant. And this is about that a little. It's about murder and Copperwelter, and I thought it was a good movie. This is a 2-disc box. I thought the first was the best. Maybe if you have the opportunity to see it, you might want to see it. This is actually the greatest series ever produced, and I am a Trekkie, so yeah. This is the Twilight Zone, the complete, definite collection, the one that ran late 50s, early 60s. And it was by Rod Serling, of course, who narrated it. And it has some great stories in it. They were later reprised. Some of the stories reprised. They were new stories in the 80s with the Twilight Zone, and even in 2003 they made a little comeback in an attempt to make a little more money, I guess. That was not so good, but the one from the 80s also has some real good stuff in it. This one, you know what this one is, isn't it? You do know it, don't you? It's the Matrix. It's actually the 10-disc special edition from the Matrix, which has all the 3 Matrix movies in it, the special editions. It has the Animatrix in it, which was surprisingly good because animation, I don't know, but it was surprisingly good. And it has a heap of documentaries about how the movies were made, about the psychology behind the movies, about the computer technology behind the movies, a myriad of course of things, even a religious view on the movies. It's a pretty hefty experience. If you want to see it all, don't plan just one day for it. And then, of course, Star Wars. It was 77 the first one came out, I guess. It must have been from the first movies I saw in the cinema. Not the first, because I think the first was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs when I was very little. But the ones I went to view myself, amongst them were the first Scanners movie. It's up there somewhere. And the Star Wars movie. And I was immediately hooked. Immediately hooked. Then I'm going to show you some, just for the boxes. Look at this. This is Event Horizon. It has a very nice box. Look at that. I love the box. I actually bought it more for the box than the movie. Crazy, isn't it? You're a nerd or you're not. I'm going to try to pry this loose because I believe there was some stuff. It's of course a special edition. I believe there was some stuff in it. It's a booklet. Oh, this is the book. This is the booklet. This is a booklet also. Oh, it's probably in either in Dutch and French. This is Dutch and this is French, because we're a country. I'll talk to you about Belgium later. We're basically 3 official languages, but the 2 main ones are French and Dutch. I live in the Dutch part. Not that I'm Dutch. Certainly not. How is this going? And then this one I also want to show you for the box. The Fly. All of them. The old ones and the new ones. Look at the cute little box. Yes. He's a nice fellow, isn't it? If you're a woman, you want to marry him now, straight away, don't you? Yes. I'm going to try to open this. This vlog is going to last an eternity. If you're not already gone. It's an extensive collection. But it has the old movies. It has the new movies. I think it has documentaries. It has lots of stuff. How did this thing go in? So basically, that is what I wanted to talk to you about some of the movies. I probably forgot some of them, like Babylon 5, the series, Stargate. I watched that too, and some others. And our resident dinosaur is talking all over the video. You hear him. I don't know. Do you think canary is good with a little salt and pepper? No, I'm not going to kill him, of course not. He's a member of the family. There are also 2 things very important, were very important in my life, which is Star Trek and Doctor Who. But I do something about it later, more at length. So this was it for today. I hope you liked it, and see you tomorrow.